I don't know what you're talking about. There's no such thing as a hot mic.
Chesh, how was your how was your visit to Alberta? How did that go?
Oh, my quick trip and jaunt that I have to do every time I want to troll somebody on Twitter.
Well, I mean, I know that Alberta has a special place in your heart.
My 31-day walk to Alberta.
Now, goblins walk faster than humans. Isn't that not true?
To do every time I want to troll somebody. Goblins walk faster than humans? No, not even a little bit.
I thought they were like...
They do. They have to move their legs faster, but they don't go any faster than people do because they're so small.
Talking about goblins, Mighty Nine has started on Amazon now, so I'll start watching that.
Oh, Mighty Nine?
Oh yeah, Mighty Nine, sorry.
What did you call them? The Mighty Yin?
Nin, not Nine. What? Hey, come on.
That's funny. Yeah, goblins have little legs and they do that little tappy thing that...
Yeah.
They sound like hamsters.
I feel like a goblin at my workplace sometimes.
In the street.
Yeah, Dapper just got off of Star Trek.
We got an A-list now of people inside. So I just was having a conversation with a actual linguist, but whoops.
Yeah, ouch.
Hey, what up? Welcome everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Bait Hub. We're here for Volcano Watch. Pew, pew, pew.
Madam Pele.
Hey.
Welcome.
All rise to Madam Pele.
How's everybody doing? I got Landon with me. I got Maanyaa with me. I am your master debater, Chesh. Welcome.
And if I pass
We
out
just
on
got
my
off
chair,
of-
please don't blame me.
I just got off of Top Hats Off playing Star Trek TTRPG, so if you're into that kind of stuff, go check out Top Hats Off over there, and Dapper is also in the chat, so you can check out his channel. Landon, how are you? What's going on?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm back online, and also the government shutdown has been shut down, allegedly. So
Allegedly.
people are back at their work. There were a number of my friends at the Volcano Observatory who were doing various things like being employed as forklift drivers and things like that. But now they're back in. They kept the place running though because they live there and they're really passionate about Madam Pele and hope that folks here will share that passion.
Absolutely. Maanyaa, how are you? What have you been up to? I heard you were dunking on Steve yesterday.
Yeah, I was for 2 hours 45 minutes, and
Very nice.
yeah, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted right now. So if I fall over my seat, please don't mind. Ignore me. And maybe I will change the timing of my live stream. Maybe not do it as late as I usually do, and maybe move it to next day. Maybe I don't know. We'll say maybe on
Steve who?
That weird MAGA guy.
The weird MAGA guy.
MAGA who? All right, we're talking about volcanoes. We're not talking about.
Yeah.
So
last time we left our heroes, what was going on? The volcano was exploding.
Yes.
Yes, she was very.
Yes, and she's put on a pretty good show. So if you're new here, or you're coming by,
that was really fast.
The algorithm randomly selected and said, "What is this volcano show?" We know about volcanoes, although we focus on the Kilauea volcano in the Big Island, Hawaii. And the thing that we also remind people every time is that Earth is a very wiggly, wobbly volcanic planet, and we have lots and lots of volcanoes, right? This was as of September 19th. We had 45 erupting volcanoes on the planet right now.
Nice.
The total for this year has been 58 because some of them start and stop. Last year was 65, so we're heading towards the typical number.
Insane.
If you look at where they're erupting, we have the usual, right? In the Mediterranean, you have Stromboli and Etna that always are continuously erupting. So that's nothing new. Iceland is currently kind of silent. In Africa, we have one in Ethiopia, as Africa is sort of being split into two pieces. There's a barren island which is off in the Indian Ocean that's been erupting. That's been there, and then DR Congo is a pair. Indonesia leads the pack in terms of countries with 8 erupting volcanoes right now. Indonesia's got lots of volcanoes. It's a very volcanic rich spot. Nothing in North America. Not even, there's things that are kind of rumbling, unrest, but nothing there. Central America, we have, of course, the potential one in Mexico, the 2 in Guatemala, 1 in Nicaragua, and the one that's started now, and the Costa Rica one. South America, Ecuador, of course, has their 2, and of course Peru has this one. There's actually are 2 erupting volcanoes in the Chile and Argentinian borderline and there. So that's been going pretty well. Down south, Sandwich Islands has their thing. The Mitchell volcano has been erupting actually for a while now. And of course, Erebus is one of those that continuously erupts. I believe Erebus used to have the largest lava lake in the world, but Madam Pele says, nah, my turn. So if you go over there at the Pacific Ocean, right, of course, Kilauea is erupting. Papua New Guinea has one now that's been doing some pretty spectacular areas. You should check that out. Of course, they actually have a second one now as well. So there's actually they've had 2. Solomon Islands is started up again. Tonga Islands has a new reef area that's been. It's sort of possibly building a new island, but the ocean keeps washing it away, so they're going back and forth there. And Vanuatu has its set. And in Asia, Russia is second, although Indonesia has 8. Russia has 6 erupting volcanoes right now in the Kamchatka region. Japan has actually 4. So in terms of in addition to Iwo Jima, it has 2 on the list, and Philippines has 2. That's a new addition there. So that if you kept track of those things, you would have 44. Again, what is considered erupting? I mean, right now, Kilauea is not actually putting out lava, but it is an active eruption. So it's kind of a term you have to do a little bit of deciding what does it really mean. I will point out, there's a lot of scientific work going on the Big Island because it's all volcanoes on the Big Island. There's a very interesting article that was talking about the magnetic plumbing system beneath Mauna Loa, right? Mauna Loa, the most massive active volcano in the world, even dwarfs the Kilauea volcano. In the Hawaiian mythology, Madam Pele sort of moves between Halemaumau in the Kilauea volcano and goes up to the top to Mauna Loa. She kind of bounces around. So it's one of her homes there. This article has lots of stuff. They talk about, here's the Big Island there. This is mostly it's Mauna Loa. And they talk about the various eruptions that have occurred since the early 1800s. And they've had Mauna Loa, those things where it doesn't erupt often, but when it does, it puts out an enormous amount of lava. I mean, Kilauea has been doing some pretty spectacular ones, but Mauna Loa says, hold my beer, and puts out enormous sets. And so we can see these volumes. These volumes are in million cubic meters. These are millions of washing machines of eruptive volume, right? And remember that a cubic meter is 1,000 liters, and a pint is there's roughly 2 pints in a liter. So you basically take the eruptive volume in millions, multiply it by 1,000, multiply it by 2. Basically, these are 2,000 times, megapints. Lots of megapints. Lots of washing machines worth of stuff. So it is a very, and it is a reason. It's the biggest mountain in the world, arguably. Certainly the biggest active volcano in the world, for a reason, because it puts out lots of stuff. And the article talks about the changes.
Big.
Yes, lots of stuff, lots of things out there, and it gets that way. Then considering the fact that if you look at the scale of this island, that this thing broke out of the ocean around 1 million years ago. This thing has built itself up quite a bit. So it's an interesting article you should check out. And they had lots of technical stuff about glasses and other things in there that goes into quite detail. But we're primarily here for Kilo Whale. And so Kilo right now is waiting for its 37th episode. So what do you mean by that? Well, starting last Christmas Eve, so almost 11 months ago, the volcano started erupting, and it would erupt for a while. The pressure would build up. It would shoot out a lava fountain for maybe up to a half day and then stop, right? And then build up pressure again. So it's having these start, stop things. We call this a continuous eruption with episodes. And so we're waiting for the next episode 37, which is expected to happen sometime between a week and 2 weeks from now.
I'm being informed that I have to interrupt and tell you, Landon, that you are in fact incorrect, according to Dapper, because the Earth is only 6,000 to 10,000 years old.
According to Dapper, if the Earth is only 6,000 years ago, and Dapper is 149,051,207
He's
years
obviously
old.
lying about his age.
Is he trying
he needs to be able to be that old to be allowed to drink.
Yes.
Yes.
Dinosaurs have a different drinking age.
Yeah, so he has to, yeah.
I see.
To you, Dapper. This is actually a
Landon is
rum.
cheersing the camera as if we can see him right now. I can tell by the way he said that.
Yes. It's the thought that counts. So
Yeah.
we're very thoughtful on this show. So yes, so we're waiting for episode 37. So we've had a tilt of 11 microradians. That's a big jump since the end of the previous episode, right? And right now our gas emissions are around 1,200 to 1,500 tons of sulfur dioxide per day. So our previous one, episode 36, began on the November 9th, and we had basically a pair of fountains that were 360 meters tall. That's around 1,200 feet for those that are metrically and challenged. And it was putting out about 500 cubic meters of lava per second.
Whoa.
That's a lot.
Whoa. Yeah.
That is a megapint every 15 minutes for those Amber Heard fans. And the fountains. So the fountains put out high fountains and enormous volume. The previous one at 35 was even more. So she's been putting on an incredible dance. Now, if you look at the tilt meters, and this is one of Chesh's favorite graphs. So this tilt meter
make them bigger. More.
And biggen them.
Biggin.
Let's go over here to
Large.
Lord.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So,
Bigly.
So we have this day thing doesn't. We're actually looking at the blue line, the little orange thing here on the top.
Chesh has not recovered from her hangover.
I am not hungover.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You're still drunk.
Well, Madam Pele asked, did you offer her any of the good stuff?
Yeah, Che, did you make your offerings before you started your stream yesterday?
Did I
How dare you?
quickly run down to Hawaii to give Pele some Canadian beer that has a beaver on
That's
it?
not what I. Did you offer her any
You could
prayers and
pour it in a
any
general direction.
cheers when you started drinking your beer?
No.
There
didn't.
are. If you're
dare you.
off-site, there are people that will pour it on the ground towards in her direction there as a courtesy. So here's the month,
Instead
right?
of a
So we can
mecha
see-
direction, I need a Pele one.
Yes. Yes. So in this blue line graph here, we can see that we had 2 episodes. So when it gets ready to fountain, pressure is building up, the tilt meters push up and evolution changes. When it finally breaks open and shoots out a tall fountain, the thing collapses. So when we see this collapse here, like here or here, this is basically the previous 2 episodes that we had there. If you look at the last 3 months, we can see we've been getting episodes, although they've been spacing out a little bit farther in terms of days. We can see that we're getting this right sort of seesaw. And again, we're talking about the swing between the top and the bottom is almost 25 microradians. Large swings. And if you look at stuff and say, well, it reaches a point where the pressure builds up and it breaks through, and that's why they're looking at this thing and saying, well, if it does the same thing, we should have it reach the pinnacle in roughly a week from now.
It's kind of
so we had
almost like.
Go ahead.
Like I'm looking at the tilt meter, and it's like the incline of all the peaks. It's kind of coming down, isn't it?
Well, if you talk about the actual the top of the lines,
the top of
there's
the line.
There's a little bit of a decline there, but that's a little bit artificial because it's more you get sort of a lot of jostling there. So when it settles down, the rock doesn't always come back to the same spot. There is a little bit of a downward thing, yes.
Yeah.
But if you look at the swing,
but do you think that's noise, some sort of noise information that
could be given that much stuff? It might be noise. I see what you're saying, that this there looks like a downward trend, and maybe
is it a trend or is it just noise?
That maybe because the magma chamber is doing such an effective job of putting out lava. Even though, for example, these 2 things took a while between eruptive events, the volume that came out is larger. So even though, if you look at what had happened, this is the GPS tilt meter. And so you see here is the beginning. This one here is the Christmas Eve, and these are the 36 eruptions. Even though they're occurring less frequently, the volume is up. And the volume is just massive. So it could be that what we're seeing is the magma chamber underneath isn't as full. And so it's beginning to long-term sag inward because there's less of a magma chamber underneath to hold up the top of the mountain. Very good point you raised there, Maanyaa. I think that was a good point. You see, over the 5 years, this noise here is these episodic eruptions. There was an eruption here. There was an eruption here. So we've had, over the last 5 years, a number of eruptions, but the eruptions have been short and sweet. This is a episodic thing where it just keeps going. So that's what's happening there. Now we look at the event. So our last show was on October what? What was our last show?
Enhance.
Bigly, make it bigly. Make it bigly.
Enhance.
Now we know if Chesh is signaling this means enhance.
Yeah, we can see it.
There it is.
Thank you.
There it is. When was our last show? What date?
17th of October, I think.
Rip down that last one.
17th.
Yes.
17th of October, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. So we were just. Remember, yes. we were just beginning to see a fountain, and had we waited a couple of hours, we would have saw a fountain that reached a height of 450 meters.
As soon as we ended the stream, exactly what I said
Madam
was
Pele
going
was
to happen.
like,
Spoiler alert for today, I won the prediction contest this month. And I was like, it's going to explode as soon as we end the stream, like an hour after we were done.
I have it word to word.
The episode 35 fountain.
Volcano will explode. Bigly.
Yeah. Was spectacular. I mean, 450 meters for those that are metrically challenged is around 1,500 feet high.
Meters. Ooh.
450 meter high fountain. We'll see some of that stuff going on there.
That's like 4 deers tall.
It's yes, and several moose on the top of that.
And maybe like I don't know. Let's see. Hello Kitty is 5 apples tall. So if Hello Kitty is 5 apples tall and we're at 400 meters, that means that's like 500 Hello Kitties.
Yes. So the highest fountain ever recorded in the main.
That's not new.
No?
That's not new. I'll send you the thing. I'll send you the meme. Okay. It's not new.
All right. Okay. Sorry, Landon.
Now,
please continue.
there is a thing for in terms of the actual the fountain. There was in 1959 a 580 meter fountain that was in Kilauea Iki, which was next to the caldera, but this is the highest one in there, and it's certainly approaching that. The volume is enormous. So this is the volume. This table is a volume in million cubic meters. That's millions of washing machines, and you see the volume was 10.2. This is the highest volume of anything. So not only did it produced thing, but the volume was enormous, right? These last couple of volumes have been pretty high. The old ones are like 1, 2, 3, 4 stuff. Now we're in a stage where they're less frequency. The volume is just there. Now the duration is only 7.5 hours, and the last one was only 5 hours. So what we're seeing is the episodes are coming slightly farther apart. The volume is up higher, and it gets over faster. So these are a number of days since
Low Energy Vids said Landon is regretting taking this teaching job at this all-girls junior high. All the students are talking bullshit with each other while he's trying to teach them.
But let's say Madam Pele is the actual instructor. I'm just one of the graduate.
He's a communicator.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm a graduate student. Meanwhile, I have my 2-star. There's 2-star pupils of Madam Pele. Maanyaa and Chesh are doing a good job of keeping up with it. So anyway, that's the thing. We're waiting for episode 37. There was a 22-day lapse. We think it's going to be sometime
with the
next
Christmas coming
week or no. Well, so we'll see. In terms of the map itself, we haven't had a map because the U.S. government decided to shut down for reasons. Go talk to a political channel about why. But this was showing the map here. This is the last map they did was September 12th, so we don't really have a new map. But it shows you because the person who would draw the maps was
not getting
working
paid.
as a forklift driver for
the cartographer.
Place. Yes.
Yes. It's cartography.
Understood.
Definitely. But so
that's a word I know.
It's continuing to fill up, and she pronounced it correctly.
I might not be able to read it correctly. All right, listen. Okay.
I feel attacked. Like what?
That was that was a 2-for-1. That was two birds with one stone. That was against both of us. Jesus. Landon's fighting us today.
No, Maanya's
got the zingers.
pronunciation is well done, And considering the fact that this is not her primary language, she does an outstanding job, I think, of constructing English sentences without risking life and property.
Oh, it's just
Whereas
me.
other people. Anyway, back to say, if you look at the scale here, this is in terms of, you can see down here is 300 feet, 1,000 meters, give you the scale of the lava lake. And when, for example, that last fountain occurred, it filled like 90% of the lava lake. So this lava lake now exceeds the size of Mount Erebus. So Madam Pele now has the largest lava lake in the world.
Nice.
That 500, the huge one in 1959, that was the 580 meter tall fountain that occurred in this side thing over here, right? This guy.
Like the distance is closing like slowly, right? It's like,
yeah. So this one is building up slowly. We know that in the 1800s, this caldera used to be about 4 times deeper, starting in 1790. The people that were there in the mid 1800s talk about this whole area, this whole caldera being a wash of floating islands and volcanic stuff. So we're slowly building up to that stage. Again, why does the magma force its way up through this tiny hole to show up in these vents over here when it has these perfectly good rift zones that can do most of the stuff from?
I think I wished for it once during one of the episodes. I was like, because like we always talked about how the southeast, like the east rift was always like having all the beautiful like flow and stuff, and I was like, this time we'll see the western rift have
most of
stuff. I think
so most of it comes on the east rift zone. The 35.5 year eruption that occurred between January 3rd, 1983 and mid 2018 came out at a little vent here where it says East Rift Zone. That little line is about where it erupted for many, many years. So back up to the summit, which is nice because it's easy tourist activity, and is a good thing. Now that the park is fully open for those that can get there or are willing to get there.
And it didn't get bought by Canada, which would have been one of the funniest things.
Yes, that would have been a fun. I suspect that there are, for risk of sounding island political, there are First Nations people on the island that might have fared better under Canadian domination than.
Well, like 90% of the United States would fare better if they were under Canada.
Well, yes, ma'am.
I said
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We could become the 4th province. I mean, that's what.
I like the idea of the entire country being one province. That would definitely not be absolutely correct. We could talk about that more, not next Saturday, the Saturday after, though.
Yeah, let's debate that further. Let's focus on volcano stuff. So in the past week, this marks basically the height of the I'll unbig it even more. This marks the height
bigly good
of the caldera, and we see that, for example, when this is basically the last episode 36. And we can see that basically the floor of the caldera rose by almost, this would be in terms of meters, it's like 2.5 meters and then settled down. So you can definitely see that it poured out lots of lava, built up layers, and it keeps going again and again and again. They're using, this one they use laser range finding. So they bounce off of mirrors on the floor and basically look at how it's building up. Past month again in floor elevation, we can see there's 35 and there's 36. The change elevation. 35 had a much larger jump than 36 for whatever reason. But the
interesting, yeah.
The collapse. Remember that when it collapsed in 2018 after the 35.5 year continuous eruption and the mountain collapsed and formed a pit.
Landon, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, go
The
ahead.
jump that we saw, the jump that we are seeing, like the for the 36th episode is smaller than the one at 35. Is it can the number of vents affect that?
This
Or am I?
this I know this is 35. This is 36.
Yeah, so
So
the
36
36 is
is
smaller than 35, yeah? And if I'm not
yes,
wrong,
yes.
35 had less number of vents than 36, right? 36 had more number of vents, or like
Yeah, and
vents
so that's
almost
a
like
curious.
fused together.
Yeah, it's a curious bit of stuff. You know, it is that is a curious thing, and some of that probably has to also do with the magnetic pressure underneath,
Yeah, sure.
as
Yeah.
well as a set. Now, when it collapsed in 2018, at the end of that 35-year eruption, it dropped down, almost 518 meters. So it went, halfway to sea level. So you can see where the caldera floor is now compared with when it collapsed. That pit is there. So again, it says that it was collapse was 518 meters of collapse. So it fell almost 1,700 feet. The bottom fell out and dropped down almost halfway to sea level, and it's basically in very, very short order. She said, "Hold my beer," literally, for those that are holding their beer, and resumed. So she's back with a vengeance.
Not me. I drank all my beer.
Allegedly. Last 7 days. These are the earthquakes of the last 7 days. Small quakes, but you can see a lot of it is the fact that the pressure is building up here and pushing the mountain to the side. This is the new volcano underneath the sea that's there. Whereas here's Mauna Loa and Hololai. So we can still see that Kilauea is sort of the center of the earthquakes. Earthquakes, earth quality wise, we're still doing fine. The winds typically blow to the southwest, to southwest. So if you go there, you're upwind, and it's not a big problem. This sort of desert out here, there's not many people live there because of the volcanic stuff. Now let's look at sort of what we say. These are nice data stuff, and I know that Chet kind of likes that. But let's look at what's happening with regards to the volcano. So here is a montage of the 36 episodes. These are the fountains. Little fountains, bigger fountains, bigger fountains, bigger fountains, tall ones, not so tall ones, tall ones. This was the famous, sort of V-shaped.
I don't think we can see what you're trying to show us right now.
Huh.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me try again. I will untoggle, and I want to toggle screen share. I want to get back to, why does it not show the how do I want to change what I'm sharing.
Like,
okay, I have the ability to do this. Well, down here I'm looking at, one moment please.
Technical difficulties. After these messages. Yes. After these messages.
Here's okay. We only have a couple of links. So I'm going to do is this. I'm going to transfer the URLs to the window which is sharing.
That should do it.
And that should do it. So here is I'm looking for the window that's sharing, because I reduced that down. And not this one. One moment, please. One moment, please. Oh, here it is. Okay, so here is is this the set? No, is this me? No, that's the vMix call. Never mind that. One moment. Okay. That is that
Okay,
one.
okay.
This one
So,
is here.
we are
That's the
lost.
Discord one.
That's okay. He's got it. He'll figure it out.
I'm looking at.
Just
Okay,
let me
one
know.
more.
I'm
I know
gonna
how to
take a nap.
solve this one.
Just let me know.
All right, my Maanyaa.
This is the vmix call. Where did it go? Because it looked like that one was. It looks like that one went. So it's not displaying. Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So I can. Yay! Thank you very much for your patience.
Hey, there we go.
Hold on a second. Okay.
Got it.
So
good job.
These are the 36 fountains. We can see they start off kind of small. They embiggened to the point. This was a very famous sort of V thing where the vents sort of combining, and they got smaller again, and they got taller and taller and taller. So these are the two big. We'll see some stuff from 35 and 36 here in just a moment. So Chesh, I believe, you have a video showing the first one, which will be episode 35.
Yeah.
A double level fountain. So let's watch. This is from Big Island News. They're a great place. Sure to check them out and subscribe because
I will provide the links of what we're watching in the side chat for anybody interested who wants to go and check them out. So this is the first one.
Lava fountains at the summit of Kilauea volcano reached record heights overnight. Episode 35 ended abruptly at 3:32 Saturday morning, lasting 7.5 hours in duration. Once again, the eruptive event featured two separate lava fountains, which were confined to the caldera within Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. The calibration of this USDS webcam gives the towering fountain a golden color. When adjusted to match the color of the other webcams, the video looks like this.
Oh!
The South Vent fountain reached nearly 1,500 feet or 460 meters high, while the North Vent got up to 1,100 feet or 330 meters. The USDS Hawaiian Volcano Observatory confirmed these would be both the highest single fountain and highest pair of fountains seen during this current eruption, which began in December 2024. At the height of the episode, Hawaii County Civil Defense issued this alert message to residents.
This is a Civil Defense message for Friday, October 17th at 10:20 in the evening. The Hawaiian Volcanoes Observatory reports that Kilauea began erupting at 8:05 p.m. this evening, October 17th, in the Halima'uma'u crater. Be aware of elevated gas levels and tephra in the area and downwind of the eruption. Avoid the area if you are sensitive to respiratory conditions. Know that tephra is fine glass particles that will irritate the skin and eyes. There are no other threats to any communities at this time. You will be informed should conditions change. This is your Hawaii County Civil Defense Agency.
Gotta be careful.
Tephra reportedly fell on Highway 11 southwest of the summit, and fine ash and glassy Pele's hair may have impacted a broad area along the southern and southwestern parts of Mauna Loa. Episode 35 fountains began at the North Vent just after 8 o'clock Friday night. The South Vent began erupting 45 minutes later. As this time-lapse video shows, South Vent fountains grew rapidly, eventually surpassing the North Vent. The red glow from the episode could be seen as far away as Hilo. An estimated 13 million cubic yards of lava were produced with a combined average eruption rate over 500 cubic yards per second, the same as 400 cubic meters. The episode is now over, but lava flows continue to exhibit slow movement as they cool and solidify over the coming days. Several secondary lava flows could be seen as tephra on the slopes of the cone remobilized and flowed downhill. Summit inflation has since resumed, indicating that another episode is possible in the coming weeks.
And of course, depending on time, we have one other thing.
That's crazy.
A different one for this episode, regular 35 thing. You can get it for a little while. They're also a nice group of folks that had a item. So this is their about 2-minute thing.
And there is a link to that.
On the 16th and 17th of October 2025, Precursory eruptive activity consisted of 25 gas pistoning episodes every hour, with lava erupting from the south vent inside the southwest part of Kilauea's Hale Ma'umau crater.
This piston
The lava
coming in
did erupt onto the crater floor numerous
on and
times
off.
with each event, lasting anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. At 19:35 or 7:35 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, sustained eruptive activity began, thus marking the beginning of episode 35.
Wow.
70 minutes later, at 20:49 or 8:49 p.m., the south vent began to erupt. The north vent lava fountains reached a height of 800 feet or 250 meters less than an hour later. The south vent eclipsed the north vent in regards to lava fountain height. At 21:08, it became the dominant vent. The lava fountain in the south vent reached as high as 1,500 feet or 450 meters
That's crazy.
in height, while the
That
north
is
vent
beautiful.
lava fountains exceeded 1,000 feet or 300 meters. So far, around 22 microradians of deflation occurred during this episode. Here, in this footage by the V2 cam facing towards the west, at 9:30 at night, the lava output was at its peak at around 400 cubic meters of lava per second. At 1:45 in the morning, the lava fountains are half of its peak. More than likely, episode 35 will come to an end before 9 o'clock in the morning, Hawaii Standard Time, on the 18th of October, 2025.
All right. So now let's look at episode 36.
I know I have brain rot, by the way, because they were like, oh, at this hour, and then this hour, all my brain did was every hour on the hour, every hour on the hour, every hour on the hour. And there's going to be like maybe 5 people who understand what I'm talking about. Welcome welcome to my brain rot. If you want to know what the hell I'm talking about, you ask me about it later.
So
It's Sunday afternoon on Hawaii.
the scale, it looks like, again, the scale of this is enormous. This is not just a little tiny trickle. This is,
Huge.
up to
Huge
amount of stuff. These have been shrunken just to fit on the screen.
Every hour on the hour, every
Hawaii
hour
Island,
on
and
the
we
hour.
have updates on 2 active situations. High lava fountains at Kilauea Volcano are creating ashfall to the southwest. And an unrelated wildland fire is burning on the windward side of Mauna Kea in the North Hilo district. First, the fire.
Wow.
This helicopter video of the area was shared by Hawaii County officials. About 2,100 acres have burned thus far, and the blaze is about 50% contained. Firefighters continue operations to prevent spread into the Hakalo Forest National Wildlife Refuge. The Daniel K. Inouye Highway and Mauna Kea access road are open, but the Hilo side of Mauna Road is closed. Officials say that at this time, no residents or structures are threatened. Meanwhile, high lava fountains over 1,000 feet in size kicked off episode 36 in the ongoing Kilauea summit eruption on Sunday after days of precursory activity. All lava is confined to the caldera within Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. However, emergency officials did issue an ashfall information statement. This audio alert is from the Civil Defense Agency.
This is a civil defense message for Sunday, November 9th at 12:30 p.m. Hawaiian Volcano Observatory reports episode 36 of the Kilauea eruption has commenced, affecting the Ka'u district of Hawaii Island. Ashfall and tephra are likely. Avoid excessive exposure to ash, which is an eye and respiratory irritant. Those with respiratory sensitivities should take extra precaution to minimize exposure. Exercise caution when driving, as visibility may be reduced. You will be updated should conditions change. This is your Hawaii County Civil Defense Agency.
These high lava fountain episodes usually last for several hours before the volcano goes into another eruptive pause. The USGS alert level for Kilauea is at watch.
Yes, it's worth watching. so
Very
thank
cool.
you. It is a set.
I was-
so
I listened to like the person who was narrating the whole thing about Madam Pele, and I noticed they said a phrase, "glassy Pele's hair." I was like, interesting, very interesting. So
Well,
all
he's
the
he is so. Yes, go ahead.
so like
No,
Landon,
go
do you
ahead.
want to come
does
back?
like all
By the way.
Yes.
so it does
Let
like
me come
the
back.
glassy like ash, or you can say the residue that comes from the lava fountain, that's or lands on the ground, that's considered Madam Pele's hair. Is that what it is that what it is?
Yes. When you see the stuff going up quite high, the
Yeah,
blobs basically get extruded, and you have these
yeah,
silicon fibers that come up. Basically, it's like you're taking glass and drawing it out, but it's being violently set
yeah,
up high. So you have
Bloblets.
these glass string shards, like the as it's cooling, go
yeah,
out, and
yeah,
it is. I'll next time I'll bring and show you pictures. But
yeah.
they're sharp needles, right? They're long. They can be
Mhm.
up to a meter long. They're very thin, and they're very, very sharp. And if you touch them with your skin, they puncture into your skin quite nicely. They're warm,
Ooh.
so and covered with minerals, so the bacteria goes yay wee, and if
Mm.
you get it poked in your skin, you get needle injections of bacteria, which is not a good thing. So Pele's hair,
Don't
when they
breathe
talk
it.
warning, they don't,
No.
and the little tiny bits lodge into your lung and assist in developing silicosis, which our resident safety person
It's
might say,
carcinogenic. Yeah, it's
yeah,
that's
that's bad.
that's that's
So
that's a
when you
lung
talk about
cancer.
what you were seeing was downwind to the southwest where the stuff is being blown. That's where that stuff becomes thick. I mean, there's meters and meters thick of this silicon stringy bits there that are there.
Strands.
So
Yeah, okay.
when people drive into that area to do observing, they put on respiratory masks and treat it like hazmat stuff, because not because the rock is necessarily poisonous, but the basically the bacterial bloom that comes there is, that's going to town because it's rich minerals, and so the bacteria is having a field party. You just don't want to get that injected into your bloodstream.
Yeah, yeah.
Or if you're asthmatic,
Bad
that's a
mojo.
bad thing to do as well.
Bad,
So,
bad
but
disease.
the gentleman you heard on Hawaii Civil Incident, that's a very classic island, accent, right? He's actually a really nice person.
Oh.
He's a really great
That's cool.
thing to have a beer with.
Can we get him on the show?
Maybe he won't strike
I'll
the
see if I
channel.
can ask.
Yay!
I'll ask him and see if he's willing to come on and so. But he's a fun person. But that's a very, you're hearing a really real Hawaiian, real Hawaiian accent there. He's a fun person.
That's
so
why I was like,
people
we should have them on the show.
people listen to it because he's very comforting to Hawaiians, right? They say one of
Yeah,
us.
because he's a local.
in
Hawaiians are like, it's yeah.
Yes. So he's a dear sweetheart. And so that sort of is where we are right now with the eruption. We had two events
Episodes since last time. Yeah.
and and again, the
Got
35 was
predictions.
the record heights. 36 had the fountains were slightly shorter, right? Slightly shorter. I mean, we're talking about, instead of 450 meters, we're like only 360 meters. I mean, think about that. Only 360
Like a 90
meters.
meter distance. It's only 90 meters, Landon. It's fine. We'll manage.
But the volume rate was actually was higher in this last
yeah, because
right?
that's why the height is shorter, because there's more volume, so there's more density and there's more weight, so that's why it will not go that high. It will just stay low, isn't it? Something like
yes, exactly, right? Because she says Maanyaa knows her physics too, as well as other things.
that.
So yes,
Maanyaa knows something allegedly.
Allegedly. What the hell?
Yeah, so Smitty said natural fiberglass. Yeah, that is the case. So
Yes.
you say, well, what's the risk is if you imagine going and replacing fiberglass without protective gear, don't do it. This is the same thing you would get for now. All it takes is a couple of good rain showers to break it down, and it begins to crack and move into the crevices and cracks of stuff where birds come along and poop, and in the bird poop
And it's
is
warm.
seeds. The seeds go down there and go toasty warm, minerals, and the plants start growing. And after a couple of years, you've got bushes going, and then decade or two, it's a forest. And you say, what eruption, right? That's the nature of it, of this island.
Yeah.
We're talking about a place that has the highest rainfalls on the planet, places where they get 10 meters of rain a year, right? Just insane amounts of rain per year. So even though Madam Pele is adding mass to the mountain quite fast, in no time when a hotspot moves, it'll start wearing down the mountain, and there'll be little nubs and then small things underneath the ocean. So the ocean will reclaim this eventually. It's got the long-term advantage. But there it is. Are there any questions from? Go ahead.
Smitty from the live chat. The circle of shit begins anew. It's like
yes, it really is, and that's
the tagline of the show. This shit again.
Absolute cinema.
So are there any questions in the chat that you have for there? And thank you very much for following along, because you're beginning to see the rhythm and patterns of Kilauea. Right now, we have this episodic eruption, but eventually this episodic eruption will end, and we'll go into a different pattern phase. But any questions regards to stuff going on? There, I'll let you know.
There's not a whole ton of questions yet, but we got to wait for chat to catch up. So we should probably go over what the predictions were last time.
Okay.
I have a question.
Maanyaa? Yes,
I have a question. Maanyaa. So there was a highway around that area, right? What happened to that highway?
It's dusted.
Is it still there, or is it gone? Or
well, I mean, there was an inner circle around the rim of the caldera, that looped around the bottom of Kalimamau. And you used to be able to see in helicopter flyovers saying there was a road, little bits and pieces of it. Now it's so buried on silicon and ash from it that a lot of the road is now buried under stuff. There was I talked with one of the friends who was there doing field work, and he said they had to dig down about 3 meters of pumice to find the instrument that they had put.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And
3 meters.
So again, what do you mean by that? Well, when it moves up, 400 some odd meters, by the time it's reached the top, it's cooling down, and the winds blow, and basically it's fine ash and silica stuff that gets blown to the south, and so it's easy to carry that loft away. By the way, the one of the things that they were recording is that in episode 35, the lava that was coming out of the vent was exceeding the speed of sound before it reached her. Right. So it was zooming out, but when it reached the arc of the top, it's had a long time to and then falling down as well. It has almost 11 seconds of free fall, and so by that time it begins to cool, and the winds blow the stuff back out, and that's why to the southwest there's a wide area of ashfall that they say, at this time don't go there because silicosis, I'm told, is very bad.
It's very, 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 very bad. Yes.
Allegedly.
And why is it bad, Maanyaa? Yes. Can you tell us, the resident safety person, what's so bad about it?
Because even like, this size of like if a strand of like that silica gets lodged in your lungs, your body will start forming scar tissue around it, and that might get cancerous over time. So, and you may
Yes.
not ever know about it till it's too late. You will first think that there are symptoms of like cold or chest congestions, or maybe even COVID, but by the time you get to actually know what it is, it's too late. It's already, the cancer has spread throughout the lungs, and you might
Yeah.
survive it if you get a new set of lungs or something, but that's rare. So, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, don't bring in silicon fibers. Now, upwind, the park there, the wind's behind you, you're perfectly safe. That motion that moves through the air is very, very clean there. Again, there's reasons why. So that road that used to go around behind it, there was a nice little visitor center there.
Yeah.
That's clean. But the road that used to go around the side to have a little parking lot you could overlook to see into the lava pit is now buried under many, many meters of glass, right? Bits. So, but that the other thing to remember is that this place, in that region of the island, they typically get somewhere in the only maybe like about 5 to 7 meters of rain per year, only.
So nothing to wash it off or anything like that. So
that's going to collapse it down and break it in, and it'll work its way into the ground and turn into so that probably in several years, when it stops erupting, that place will return to a plot where you can become, would be safe enough that they can then build another road around it. But right now, Madam Pele starts saying, hold my beer, watch on the other side.
Okay, so all the lookout spots are on the other side, on the west side of the volcano.
Yeah, north and west, right? Because the trade winds come or head towards the southwest to southwest.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're northeast to north, you're well above there, and the fountains also tend to point toward the south as well. She's kind of nice in that way, right? She could have angled them upwind, but she's pointing them back that way.
She's nice. She's being nice. She's like, yeah, you can still come and see me. It's fine.
And so there are many First Nations people that will, for their village, they will take a care package. They take called the tea leaf, not the TEA, but TI leaf, and they put into the tea leaf bits of stuff from their village, like their child's first baby tooth that is there, and a fragment of bone from a grandmother, and someone's special poi poi recipe. They put in special things into this package. They bring the package. They typically bring other gifts, for example, liquor. So Seattle Copperworks, I highly recommend it. You can buy in Seattle. Seems to be one of Pele's favorite. They will take the bottle. For the people that are toward the evening when they're in their nice, they basically share, and they maybe drink about third of the bottle, leave the 2/3 for Pele. There's also other things that are incinerated. Let's say herbal things that Pele tends to like, and if you're there, they'll share that with you as well. No pressure, but the sharing of Pele is not no, it's not you throw virgins into the pit. What you do with Pele is you show her by consuming it yourself, it's good, and you offer her the lion's share.
She's like, you're giving me the good stuff. I can see that. All right, thanks. Like, she's like, why would I take the stuff that you don't yourself consume? What's going on there?
Yes. So, and if you're not a jerk, and you're around, and you're polite, and you're respectful, they'll say, hey, would you like some of blah, 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 right? And believe me, they have a wide variety of herbs, and there's a lot of mushrooms that grow there. There's a lot of alcohol liquors and so forth, but they tend to go for the high level stuff. They don't want to give Pele the junk stuff. Yeah. And then of course the offerings from their village, right? And they really do and it really is a nice thing. And they will also sometimes, the other thing is that they hold a feast. So I've had things where they've had a huge my fish that they have baked in a pit with guava and apple melons and so forth. Then marinated, it comes out where it's just dripping off the bone, and they offer it to people saying, "Hey, let's have a feast," and then we give the rest to Pele. There's also a hockey team. There's a local hockey team. They play hockey in Hawaii, out of Kailua Kona, and they also send a puck to there as a good luck thing. So it's a lot of celebrations for
we
that sort of stuff. It is
at our hour, so we should get to our
I asked a question.
predictions.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
You want me to start with the previous episodes?
Yes, please continue.
Like, Maanyaa asked a question. Okay, all right. So previous episodes predictions were Chesh was right. Chesh was right because I have here. As soon as we end, volcano will explode bigly, rocks flying around, more energy, all types of rocks. That's what Chesh had said. Landon was also right because he had said 2 to 3 episodic events just after show. Some level of fountains not as vigorous as previous one, 100 to 200 meters. That's where I think she got it wrong. Yeah. And then Lady Lumo had said volcano will burble, more fluid coming out, not fountain. So they were off. I had said we will get fountains. I had said higher fountain than the last, so I just was way off. And I was like,
well, no. You got higher fountains than the previous one because we had record fountains. No, Maanyaa, you were correct because episode 34 and 33 were not as high. 35 was record height, and even 36 was higher there. So you were correct.
Yay! Madam Pele, listen to me. Yay! All right. So this time, what do we have? Somebody's saying I haven't finished my prediction XTM degree, so I'm not qualified to do that.
But you can give something. You can say something, please.
Yeah,
please,
of course.
chat. Someone.
All right. So
give a guess.
Okay. All right. So Tesh, what's your prediction? Tesh.
More.
Okay, more. All right, more.
So does
more fountains?
mean more erupted episodes, like 3? Higher fountains?
More.
Okay, so more.
Okay, so all
more number of eruptions and higher fountains. Okay.
Higher fountains and higher volume, right? And that's she's the goblin says more.
Yeah. I'm gonna write it. The goblin says more.
Yes. MOAR, exclamation point, as Cyril says. You know, that's the proper spelling.
Yes, that's the spelling. Yeah. Landon, what do you have?
I predict that we'll have between 1 and 2. By that meaning that the next episode is going to happen a week to 2 weeks from now. If we have a show a month from now, we may not have our next episode. So episode 37 will probably be a week, 2 weeks from now, given you saw the tilt meters going up. It'll be, we'll have episode, I definitely will have an episode. I think the episode volume will be also huge. I don't know if the height will be as high as 35, but I think it will be a spectacular thing. The question is, will the subsequent episodic eruption occur before or after our next show? I think, given timing, I don't know when the next show is going to be, but I'm guessing that we'll be, when it comes to the next show next month, we'll be probably either just having an eruption or on the way to having eruption soon. That's why they might be between 1 and 2. The volume of the next one will be high. I don't know that
Theoretically, the
fountains
next
will be
show
as
is
high.
the 19th or the 12th.
Yeah. So other people in the chat, you can play along as well. You can give chat ideas.
I'm thinking
Hi,
Christmas
Loine,
is coming. So
the
Madam Pele.
LED Loine videos, by the way. Hi, good to see you again in the chat.
So I predict that because Christmas is coming, Madam Pele will rest. So we won't get anything.
So you think that the claim of the 37 happened a week to 2 weeks from now will be an extended
well past Christmas, in my opinion.
Okay. Because so at some point Maanya's going to be right? This episode is going to end at some point. Now I'll tell you.
What I mean is we won't have any episode, and Madam Pele will rest. Yes. Past Christmas. That's what I'm saying.
Now there's a point at which you say, has the eruption ended and we don't have any episodes anymore? That will happen eventually. But the question is sort of when.
I'm saying, we won't have any episodes till Christmas. Madam Pele will rest till Christmas.
Yeah. By the way, you should check out Loadry Video's channel. LEV does good stuff.
We have from Smitty a prediction that Maanyaa and he are slated to be thrown in, so they will lose. They have to lose their virginities to be safe. Chesh's lovely hair says my prediction is that Earth will go boom.
And she just says American Christmas or Canadian Christmas. So does Canada celebrate the same Christmas as America, right?
No, nothing we do is the same.
Do you represent the same gods as
the time? The time is the same, but everything we do is a little bit slightly to the left.
That's because you have this quaint notion of healthcare being a human right.
Yeah, something like that. Katina says, I'd say Madam Pele is definitely going to be rowdy for the next month.
So I would say that she would suggest also like one or two eruptions, but those eruptions are going to be vigorous and volume.
Yeah, more, I guess.
Voluminous.
More!
Yeah. All right, that's good. Smitty, what are you talking? Did you ask a question before, Smitty?
We've already moved past question time, Maanyaa. We're past our hour, goddammit! I'll kill you!
So I thank you very much for showing up there. Again, continue to watch. Please subscribe to a channel that Chesh has over there, right? And Maanyaa shows up on occasion. On that,
yes, a lot of occasions now. Yeah. If you want me to see Smack, fucking know-it-all bum around, then let me know. Yeah.
They have various reactions to people that can be amusing. Let me just say. And if you're generous, the goblin will go back behind her and pick up various hot sauces. By the way, I thought that tequila hot sauce thing would be one of my favorites.
The tequila lime, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yes. You just need to have it with some tequila to kind of soften it.
Or like on wings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So watch the show. Watch Maanya's show. They do great stuff. We have a debate pub coming up.
Yeah, that's not next Saturday. That's the Saturday after on the 29th.
Because maybe something has happened politically. I'm not sure. We'll
something politically related could be a thing that has probably happened. I don't know. Allegedly.
Allegedly? Okay.
Yes, and then of course, if you could put If someone could put
Stop asking questions, Maanyaa!
LEV's video YouTube channel, you should check out that stuff because they do cool things.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for joining us. We're gonna get the hell out of here. Bye!
Bye. Thank you.
Josh was like, you fuck.